Welcome to Immaterial World,
a dedicated and transparent space to recenter how we explore glamour, magic, culture, and everything else we love together.
Immaterial world, come meet me in the immaterial world. As far as the galaxy goes, we're flying in the immaterial world. Immaterial world, come meet me in the immaterial world. With mind and body and soul, we're flying in the immaterial world. The immaterial world.
Brownie Brown is a fashion stylist, creative director, and designer based in Brooklyn, New York, who specializes in various realms of fashion, including personal, commercial, editorial, campaign, e-commerce projects, and upcycling. Since relocating to New York in 2022, Brownie has garnered an impressive portfolio, having worked with renowned brands such as Pilsbury, Square, Meta, The Met, Nasdaq, Netflix, Paramount, Ebony, Essence, Adidas, GQ, Instacart, and more. Brownie is deeply passionate about sustainability. She is committed to helping individuals make the most of their existing wardrobe. Through her work, she empowers others to make conscious retail choices that not only benefit the environment, but also enhance their overall quality of life.
So we talk a lot about magic on our show, you know, the type that you might associate with spirituality or with ritual. But our guest today is actually a fashion magician, someone that can imagine possibilities so far beyond what is revealed to us with the naked eye. And I have a lot of questions about that. So she is in creation with her imagination, both for high editorial pieces and the type of magic of just a well-styled look in the everyday. So we are welcoming today Brownie Brown. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. Pleasure.
We're so
exciting. Yeah. You know, you have such an incredible portfolio of work, and we actually met at an editor dinner one night for a jewelry brand that I love. I met you because you had a bag that looked exactly like a rotary phone. And I was like, my head went on a swivel, like, whoop. So I know you have so many incredible pieces in your closet and the way that you style, but we really want to start with your origin story and your beginnings and how you even got here to where you are today.
Yeah, how I got to just being more of a sustainable talent, I guess, artist is I've always loved fashion. You know, I grew up in Nigeria, then I moved here, and my parents are just, the way they dressed is very colorful, vibrant, just beautiful. And then when I got here, I always had that itch for fashion. I would sit in my closet and just cut up clothes and put them back together. And just like, I love puzzles. I think it just comes from my love of puzzles. I just like to figure things out. So the sustainability part came when I was watching, I had all these dreams to work for like Zara and H&M, all the fast fashion companies. And I was watching a documentary called The True Cost. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, fashion is a polluter? Like, I didn't understand that. It was brand new to me until I watched it. And I was like, okay, I can't go about what I've been doing. Even though I've been sustainable, I still kind of wasn't. So then I just started creating with what I had available, which was like going to thrift stores and just figuring it out. It didn't look as good when I got it, but then I just upcycled and just used my imagination and just started there, and it just grew into what it is now.
That is so cool. I love the inspiration of just making the world better with whatever your artwork is. It's my favorite kind of inspiration. And your portfolio is so expressive, spanning from personal styling to commercial styling, projects with brands, windows at department stores, partnerships with events, bespoke creations for Met Gala attendees, costuming for major concert tours. You do it all. So let's talk about some of the achievements and milestones that you are most proud of.
Most proud of. This is one of your questions that made me feel like, I really don't know. I think what I'm really most proud of is just me continuing to just go and do it. to be honest, because there's a lot of times, I mean, it all looks great on the outside and it is good, but a lot of times you doubt yourself. You don't know where you're going with it. You're doing a lot of great things. You forget what you're doing. Like you just mentioned all that. You do it and then you move on. You don't really remember your whole portfolio. So just me not giving up and keeping moving forward. I feel like that's the proudest thing I could say doing this because, what are we going to do if we stop?
I'm going to make you go through some of your achievements, though. I'm going to start picking them apart because there's some big ones that I know people want to hear about. So I'm going to start working backwards with one that was quite recent. Tell us about the look that you created for Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour.
Oh man, that was I work with Chris Habana. He's incredible. He's worked with name it, he's worked with everybody. He's an incredible designer, a great person to work for, very gentle. In this industry, you don't find that a lot. Everybody's like, on edge and just doing the most, but he's just incredible. So yeah, I work with him for that collection. We created so many looks. It had to be, they didn't even use everything that we created. Had to be over maybe 60 or so.
Wow.
Looks. Yeah, it was crazy. But a lot of people created for that tour, and a lot of the looks that they created they weren't used. So we're so lucky that ours was actually used for the tour. And not only that, it was used multiple times. So yeah, that was an incredible experience.
I love that. And I'm a huge fan of Shiona Trini, who I think was the stylist for that tour. So I know she's a Virgo. Her standards are very high.
Oh, I know. My mom was a Virgo. I know. High standards for sure.
And you know what I love to see too, and I want to also seg this same comment into talking about the look that you worked with Tyla for the Met Gala. We don't really hear about sustainability being incorporated as a reason to do something, especially like for red carpet or concerts. It's like a nice to have rather than a focus. So it's really beautiful that you're collaborating with designers and stylists to bring that into these red carpet looks or these concert looks. Please tell us what you did for Tyla for the Met Gala, because that was one of my favorite looks too.
Oh, that look was great. It was Jacques Mousse. So the whole team came down from Paris, I think. Yeah. And they were there for days and they had this dress. And the dress actually was supposedly ruined or something. And they didn't want to use it at first.
Oh, no way.
But I think it wasn't ruined. It just something happened with it, but it wasn't like a huge deal. I'm glad they ended up using it because of all the looks. I love that one. It was just beautiful. So I did like hand embellishments, like on the, how it had the pinstripes, but the pinstripes were they had beading all through them.
Wow.
Yeah, you couldn't see that on camera.
So you did like hand beading down the pinstripes. Wow.
Hand beading, me, there was a team. It was like probably 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 of us. We added more and more and more just to get it just right. So yeah, that was cool. That was fun.
Oh, and I love that brand too. We just did an episode where I talked a little bit about the astrology of the past runway shows, and really talking about, I think that the work that Jacques Mousse does is like the brand, everything he stands for. He's so himself in everything that he creates. So I love that you worked with that team. I feel like that must have been
Yeah, they were great. The team was great for sure. Yes.
Amazing. Well, now that I know that you did that hand embellishment, how do you become such a prolific sewer? Like that's a talent that not many people have now to be able to hand sew like that.
Am I? I feel like I love to figure things out. I don't care what it is. Like half the things you see that I do, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just put myself in there. Even when working with Chris, he just saw, usually you would have to, turn in your resume and this and that, but it was just word of mouth. People just spoke so highly of me and he just hired me on the spot. And I just like to figure things out. So the hand embellishment, I was there like, okay, all right, just put the beading on this, blah, blah. I looked at it for 2 seconds and just did it. So I just feel like it just comes natural.
I love that. And I also love that on your website, because you've already sort of mentioned it 2 times, talking about putting people first in fashion, especially in an industry that's not known for nice people.
That's right. That is right.
How do you curate such great relationships with all of the partners that you have, that someone thinks like, oh, Brownie's the person we want to bring on for this?
I just think I look at them as people. You know, I don't look at them as anything else but that first. I don't want to get anything out of you. I don't want to like build a relationship just to be in the scene. I don't even go out. So it's like I don't care about any of that stuff. I think I'm just naturally myself, and being myself, it's natural, but then it took a lot of work, a lot of self-work, a lot of deep dive into myself, into like just being very self-aware and fixing things. And I think that just shines through. I don't have to try. I'm just being myself and treating people with respect. And that's that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It makes sense. I mean, and I think it's easy to get, I think, intimidated even by the process of your own work. Like I loved what you were saying about how moving forward is just the most important thing, even though you're doing all of these wild things. So it makes sense that you just trying to stay grounded, connect with people as people.
Sure. Always.
What got you interested in working with fashion from an angle of sustainability? We hear this word all the time in fashion, but it's not always an aspiration for people coming into the industry. And you clearly have a through line in all of the work you do of creating from what already exists instead of continuing to contribute to overconsumption, which we love and admire. So we'd love to hear you talk about that.
Yeah, it's just like I think watching that documentary started everything, and then actually seeing it for myself and seeing like the waste and being like, oh my God, I'm going out and I want to go to was I going back in the day? Forever 21, Papayas, whatever, to go buy an outfit just to go out and then never really wear that outfit again. I had to see it in myself first before before anything else. And I always say sustainability is an inward thing. Like you have to be sustainable inward to actually make a difference. Like you can't just say, oh, I'm sustainable, or I'm trying to make the planet better. No, you have to really figure out yourself first. And then I think from there that it comes out, for me at least. But yeah, after seeing it, it's like when you see certain things, you can't unsee it. And there was no going back for me. And I'm not saying everyone has to be perfect. You don't have to be. You can still shop at Zara and whatever, but just know, you know, it's in moderation, and also know the effects. Because at the end of the day, none of this is going to be fixed until those corporations figure it out. Like we can't really do much, but I think the most important thing we can do is just know where your money is going. It's all a money game. Like if you're not buying as much, they're gonna change. And there is with these companies, there's a lot of greenwashing, a lot of like, yeah, we're sustainable, but they're really not. So you just have to do your research and yeah, just start from within. That's my advice.
Yeah, I talk about this a lot. Having a background in design and product development has really the awareness that I have for how products are made is really difficult for me because I know how much wastage there is. I know how much there's happening on the other side of the world that we pretend like doesn't affect us here, but very, very much contributes to a lot of the pollution problems that we see. I think that fashion is the number one polluter at this point. So I have such enthusiasm around anyone that loves sustainability because that is the way we need to move. And we're voting with our dollars. Like you said, the consumer votes with their dollars, and they have the power to change the corporate mindset.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
I want to talk to you about a skill that you have, which is vintage shopping. I don't know anyone that has the vision that you have. I love now knowing that you are a puzzle person. In your head, you're always sort of like configuring what something could be. So when you share videos on social media of the garments that you purchase or that you have or that someone donates to you, and then what you create out of them, I don't understand it, especially when you have the emojis that's like, no sewing and no scissors. I'm like, how? I'm like sort of like screaming at the phone, like, how is this possible? So tell us about that, how that unfolds, because I am so impressed with what you're able to do.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm screaming at the phone with you too. I'm like, how? Because right after I do it, I don't even, I literally have to record how I did it to remember, because I'm like, what the heck? So that process is, I don't know. So I'm more spiritual. I'm not religious, but I think it's like a spiritual process, because before I touch any garment, my process is I go to the thrift store or find something in my house or my apartment, and I feel the material. Like it has to call to me. Something about it has to speak to me. Then I buy it, I bring it back. I let it sit, sometimes for weeks, months, depending on how I feel. I don't rush anything. And then when I start working with it, I just stand in front of the mirror. First, I pray. I'm like, God, guide my eyes, my hands, and my mind. And let me create something that's going to inspire people,
Oh, I love that.
just,
Yeah.
make people happy. I pray and then I start. And I swear to you, it just starts to flow. And sometimes it could be a quick thing, or sometimes it might take me days. Like I can't figure it out, but I keep trying. It's a lot of work, but it's cool. It's cool once I figure it out.
Do you find that the sewing and creating itself is also a bit of a spiritual process for you?
Yes, especially when I'm upcycling like my own thing. There's a difference between doing it for somebody else and then doing it for yourself. When I'm doing my own and I'm just sitting there, I'm in like this meditative state where I'm just going, I go for hours and hours and hours. And I love hand sewing. Something about hand sewing, everyone was like, just use a machine. Yeah, sometimes. But I just love to hand sew. So I'll sit there for hours hand sewing something I could have done on a machine in like 2 minutes. But yeah, I definitely feel that.
That's fascinating. Yeah, because I've met people who, from a lot of different, cultures and backgrounds. It seems like a through line of hand sewing is that kind of meditative aspect where you're saying a mantra or a prayer or just focusing your energy. And I always thought that was so beautiful.
Yes, absolutely.
So cool. When you are building a look, do you have the final outcome in mind and you're searching for silhouettes and materials to create in? Or do you find something and get inspired by what it can become?
Yes, the second. Definitely. I have nothing in mind. I don't even sketch. I just look at it and then I'm like, okay. And like I said, it could sit there for months, like the purple look that I did. It sat for like over a year. And then I got the idea from just like playing around with it for one day. I was like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. And I let it sit for like another year. I really take, when I say I take my time, I take my time. I think
Well, that one was magic because I still don't know how you did it.
I know. I think I tried to like show you guys how I did it, and then the video just would have been too long. So I was like, yo, I'll forget it. But yeah, the actual garment is the thing that inspires me. That's where the looks comes from, is the garment itself. Like I have no idea till I see it, and I play around with it.
So interesting.
Yeah, that was sort of my question. What keeps you inspired? For me, like when I'm thinking about styling for a shoot or putting together a concept, like there are certain resources I'll use, like certain magazines or editors or people that I find very inspiring. What keeps thoughts fresh or ideas fresh for you?
I When I first started, I would read Vogue magazine a lot just to look at the editorials. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of repetitive. So then I started going to, museums is one. I love looking at art. And also my friend works at Pratt Institute and she lets me go to the library there. Beautiful. And I pull
Oh,
books.
yeah.
Yeah, I pull fashion books. I have like three. My thing is, my mic is sitting on one of them right now, but I have a few books on the floor. I'll just look through that, like old like designs and just it's very interesting. They were very free back then, and I think now everybody's just scared. But yeah, I like looking at stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm really into Vogue Arabia. I think that like the editorials that they do are really conceptual and beautiful and like very aligned with the aesthetic that I'm known for. And like there's a lot of art books that I always go back and reference. And I also look at Rihanna's book a lot because she's
Oh,
done a lot. Like I sometimes I'm like, wow, I totally forgot about that era that she did. And then I'll be like re-inspired by something that they were
yes.
working on.
Yes, people need to give her way more credit. That girl, fearless. Like her and her stylist. Oh my God, the work they've done. Like she'll just wear anything and it doesn't make sense, but then it looks good. And then you're like, and then it becomes a trend. Like
Yeah.
Rihanna started so much.
There's so much. And I go into that book all the time because you forget how many things she did. And like even mini moments within larger moments were just so impactful and they look really fresh if you bring them back. Now, I can't believe that they like documented it the way that they did too, which is, I'm so glad they did because now we have the book.
Because they knew it was
They
special.
knew. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about shopping vintage and thrifting. And I know you have a lot of partnerships and groups that you work with. How do you shop vintage for yourself, for other people? What are you looking for? I think this is really fun too, because it's like thinking about all of those eras. Are there any eras that like really that you respond to you, that you like, any decades you like to shop into? All
Yes.
the vintage secrets, please.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. Vintage, I just love vintage. I don't know why. I just love the way it looks, the way it feels. That's one thing. Like you have to feel the material for me. Like I have to feel it. I have to make sure like it aligns with me in some way. I love the 70s. I love the 60s. For some reason, I always upcycle 80s because I guess it's because it's so much material.
Yeah. Lots of taffeta.
Yes, I always upcycle 80s. I'm like, okay, I don't like the 80s, but do you not like the 80s? Because that's all you select when you go to the thrift stores. Yeah, 70s, 60s, and you could take it back to even like the 20s, 30s. I don't know. It's just all of it. I just really love. But the 70s for sure is has to be my favorite. I think there's so many vintage stores out here. I think if you want to get like the best deal, I would look into because a lot of people don't even know what they have. Poshmark is great, and you could be very specific with what you want. I mean, eBay is always good, but it's a lot going on there. Where else? And there are a lot of cool vintage. I don't know if you've ever been to a show called A Current Affair. I used to actually be part of that, and then I did social media for them.
Yeah.
You've heard of them?
I've heard of them and I go to the vintage show. I
Yeah.
actually went with a friend. I got invited, went, and then looked at them when we got there and I was like, "Oh, you didn't mentally prepare me for how good this was going to be." And like I had to really like have a moment to anchor
Yeah.
myself because we spent the entire day there. And the things
Yes.
I bought there like a 1940s lace apron and I was like, "Oh, this was for me." Like
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
a thing that will hang in my closet until I'm ready, and then I'll have like a little apron moment that I've been wanting to have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When they say that they have the best vintage on the planet, they are not playing around. And I know most of the vendors because I spend so much time with them, and they are incredible. Incredible. So if you haven't gone, just please do yourself a favor. They have shows in New York, LA, and I think those are the two places for now. And they did one in Texas at one point, I think. They're moving around. So yeah, they're great.
Do you have any super beginner tips for anyone who's never really thrifted, doesn't know how to start, like any basic tips that people need to know?
Well, the thrift store is not what it was before. I will say that. It's not. I mean, the major ones are not. A lot of fast fashion in there. I would say look for hole in the wall vintage shops. I would say look for small, curated vintage. There's some that are really expensive. There's some that are on the cheaper side. The ones that I do love in New York, L Train Vintage, it's affordable, but you can find some really, really cool stuff there.
That's such a good one.
Yeah, I love that place. I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys still keep your prices at thrift store prices? That's crazy. You don't find that. Even Goodwill is being crazy right now.
Yeah.
And stuff is like watered down. So, yeah, I would say really focus on timeless pieces. Don't focus on trendy pieces because timeless and quality pieces will, even if you have to pay a little bit more money for it, just do it because those pieces will be in your closet forever and they'll last. That's why vintage clothing is still around. I have pieces from the 1800s and they're
Wow.
still in pristine. Yeah, I have two walking suits. I have this netted Victorian top still in pristine condition from the 1800s.
Where do you buy vintage from the 1800s?
I think I bought this one I think I bought them from Etsy a
Whoa.
long time ago in 2018.
So not from L Train vintage.
No, I mean, you could get lucky, but probably not. They usually toss stuff
Wow.
like that, which is crazy.
Hmm. That's so cool.
That
Yeah,
is
the quality.
so incredible.
Yeah, focus on quality and timelessness.
It's funny. I've been really into 1980s vintage. I mean, like I'm a very extra person, so I think that that makes sense for me. But recently, I've been buying more like giant shoulder pad tops and a lot of beading. And I'm going to Palm Springs next week. I'll probably buy a muumuu. It's like kind of like that's what the market is. You know what? Big jewelry and muumuus. It's going to be very Palm Springs, which, it's so particular. It's very me. But I think that you as a stylist are better at identifying what each of your clients' individual needs are. And that's why you're such a good personal stylist as well. Tell us about your personal styling services. I read this on your website, so I did take a note because I think it's a beautiful philosophy. I firmly believe that you don't need more clothes. You just need guidance on how to make the most of what you already have. So when you walk into someone's closet and you are helping them curate, what are you looking for? How do you help them bring new life to what they already own?
Yeah. Yeah. So the service is called Wear What You Have. And the process is first, okay, I have the client, and then I have them fill out this detailed questionnaire so I can understand them as a person, because it's very important to know who you're working with, and also their style goals and what they like, what they don't like, what part of their bodies they don't want to really show that much, what part do they want to accentuate, just questions like that. And then I get on a Zoom call with them after they fill it out just to get super detailed, because sometimes people just, fill out basic answers. I want to really get in there. And I create like a mood board for them just so they can see it visually, like their style. So I have them also send me inspirations, like who's your favorite celebrity or influencer or just person in general. Who do you love their style? They send it to me and I create this mood board, and I actually add from Pinterest my own photos as well. And then we go over them, see if they like it, and then we go into their closet. Now I know what I'm trying to create. Like it's not just me just going in there and say, you need to wear this. No. I need to know what you like. So then I go into their closet, I look at their clothes. I have them pick out first the stuff that they find they have a hard time styling. We start there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's pieces in our closet that we love, but we just don't know how to style it. So I have them put those to the side. We start there, start with the hard stuff, and then it gets easy. They start inputting, they start styling. So it just becomes this whole experience. And yeah, it's an amazing thing. My previous clients started crying, and that surprised me. And she was just like, "You really just changed my life." Like, how I know it's not. People are like, "Oh, what you wear is not important," but it is to certain people. It is. It's just how you present yourself, and and even here, if I wear something, I go somewhere myself. People are gonna talk to me because they're just like, "Okay, I like what she's wearing. Let me give her a compliment," and then we get into conversation. So yeah.
It's totally true. I feel, the styling that I do is more commercial. I've never really been able to do as much personal styling because it's hard, right? It's very different to tell a model what to wear versus to hold someone's hand in creating and helping them express themselves. So I think this is it. I do think that people become paralyzed by the thought of what to wear and what to put on. So I love that you're starting with the hardest things with them and saying, you can't part with this. Why? What is this emotional attachment? Like, let's explore this. It's so psychological.
It definitely is, for sure.
Yeah, do you have an approach for helping people who feel paralyzed? Is there like a way that you can help them move past emotional blockages or fears around how they want to present in the world? Because I imagine that could show up in a lot of different ways, from, like gender expression to like feelings about like how clothes hang on them. And I feel like it could get deep.
Yeah, it could. And I see it all the time. I styled this lady. She's probably in her late 60s, maybe early 70s. And she just was like scared to wear certain things, like scared to wear these red boots, cowboy boots. They were fabulous, beautiful. And then she had these diamond studs. She didn't want to wear it because she didn't want to be too much. And then she just paralyzed with what people would think about her and how they would perceive her. And I think it's just me, my presence, just with them and just talking with them and just like showing them, giving them, like breathing life into them, giving them that confidence, like, and allowing them to do it for themselves. So I can't make you confident. I just want you to see certain things. And I think after They speak with me and we talk about things. I'm like, I always ask them why. Like if they say something, I can't wear these boots, but why? And then them talking it through makes them realize like, oh, I was just stopping myself from wearing this. I could wear this. I could do this. I think it's just a thing of just letting people figure it out for themselves, but being a listening ear for them and being a calming, person or a spirit or whatever it is for them to express themselves.
That's lovely. What surprise or aha moment do clients have when you're reimagining what they already own or how they can wear it differently? How do you get clients to look at their own closets with fresh eyes?
I think after we style it, that's when they're like, oh, whoa, like I could do that. I could wear this dress as a top. I could do this. I could, like, I didn't know I could. I'm like, why you keep putting these limits on yourself? Yes, you can. You can do it.
That's right. It's like people are seeking permission, right? Like
Yeah.
you're the authority. You're saying like, yes, this is
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Even if I say don't wear it. Like, do what you want. Don't listen to anybody when it comes to your style. It's personal. That's why it's called personal style. And then some people just don't know what their personal style is. That's okay too. And I'm there to try and help them figure that out too.
Yeah, I love that you sort of get an idea of the celebrities that they're platforming and like an idea of what their perception of what they would like to look at and sort of put those things together, like the aspiration and the reality.
Yes, absolutely. We only wear 20% of our closet or less. So they have it. They just don't know how to wear it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that in the work that I do with clients, which is much more kind of like, I'm a tarot reader, palm reader, etc. Whenever people are trying to make big life decisions, it often does come down to like, what are you excited about? What do you like? Which I think is so affirming. And I love that it's a through line too, it sounds like, where you're figuring out like what makes you happy.
Yes, absolutely.
I was going to say that's perfect, right? So what makes you happy? Brownie, what are you calling in for 2026? What kind of dreams do you have right now? What aspirations do you have that you want to bring in?
Man, I'm just calling in peace. That's my number one out of everything. You can have everything, but if you don't have peace, you just don't have anything. That's my one thing. Have peace, be in a flow state always. Like right now, I feel like I'm in a flow state. And when you're in a flow state, things just start happening like without like randomly. I think a lot of times we try to figure out how things are going to happen and try to force it and do this. If you just let it go and just do your best, it's always going to work out. So I think for the year coming up, that's my biggest goals. Like everything, I could have like goals of like styling here and doing this, but I think all of that's going to come if I just am in this peaceful state.
Yeah. Do you have any tools or practices that you like to use for your personal wellness to cultivate that peace or your spirituality? What does that look like for you?
Man, I'd like to. It's a whole lot of things. Journaling. I'm reading this book. I was hearing about it so much, I guess because Dochi was talking about it, but I heard about it before her. And then she talked about it. I was like, okay, I need to get this book. It's called The Artist's Way. Really, really great. I think writing down your feelings is so important because then you work it out while you're writing it down, And also reading, like I said, I love to read. Meditating, praying. I think prayer is important. When you're feeling overwhelmed, just pray. And literally it dissolves itself. And do it as many times and forgive yourself because a lot of times this, how we are, is kind of programmed in us. And it's, but the thing is, to change it, it's going to take time. If you've always been the same way for a long time, it's going to take time to undo all those things. So you have to be patient with yourself when you go back to what you were doing. It's fine. It's part of the process. So I think just having forgiveness for yourself and just keep going, keep moving forward and keep trying. I think, yeah.
Your energy is so affirming. I love that. Like, I would trust you with anything that you were saying about my closet, about how I should live my life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love that. That's the biggest compliment. Thank you.
What's the best way for people to work with you or support your work? How do you want people to show up for you?
Man, I guess follow me on social media at Brownie Brown. I think on all platforms. I changed my name recently because I don't know. I feel like I'm in a new phase So I want that to reflect, social media and all that. My website, if you want personal styling, my services are on there. If you need upcycling, I'm working on that page right now, but that's going to be up soon. And I also do commercial, editorial, all that. I style everything. So yeah, just go on my website, send me an email, send me a DM, and I'll get back to you ASAP.
Perfect. And can people get remote sessions to work with
Oh
you?
yeah, thank you. Yes, you can, because I know everyone's not in New York or in Northern Virginia. So yeah, I do virtual styling as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. You are truly a delight and a
Yeah.
genius.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing. These questions were so good. I love a good
Thank you.
interview.
Love
Yeah,
that.
amazing.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I like to see you shining, shining on your dreams. You're a special kind of magic. Show me all your favorite things. You're pretty like a sunset. You're really like a pearl. You're a special kind of magic. Dancing in a crazy swirl. In a crazy swirl. Immaterial world, come meet me in the immaterial world. As far as the galaxy goes, we're flying in the immaterial world. Immaterial world, come meet me in the immaterial world. Your mind, your body and soul, delighted in the immaterial world. The immaterial world. The immaterial world.
Immaterial World is hosted by Jessica Richards and Jasmina Bontilla. Music by Dia Luna. Artwork by Lane Friend. Follow us at Immaterial World Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Visit our website at www.immaterial-world.com or send us an email at immaterialworldpod@gmail.com. Thank you for being part of our immaterial world.
Welcome to the immaterial world.